You're listening to another episode of You Heard It Said with Jesse and Tim.
That made me so happy.
Who was that?
That was one of our students. We can't name him because he's not 18 yet. So
Oh, nice.
I wish we could.
yeah,
I wish we could.
he's a heavy listener though.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, hey, student.
Yeah. Hey, pal. We're so glad that you could do that for us because also the reason that we did that. This is our 50th episode.
Wow.
Yeah.
Hey, congratulations, guys.
Thanks, AJ.
That's a big accomplishment. That's a big
We
number.
brought you on just so you could praise us
Yeah.
for our
I
accomplishment.
gotta kill that laugh track.
Just keep the applause
Which is really
going.
ironic
episode.
based on what we're going to talk about later. But anyways,
Oops. Yeah, no big deal. But we, I'm not even like, I don't know, listener, if you've listened to all of these episodes. So this will not be the 50th that we released. This is the 50th that we've recorded.
yeah, because we had an archivisode last week.
We have an archivisode
Oh,
last,
yeah,
2 weeks
yeah,
ago.
yeah. I remember
Because
that
your
one.
boy was gone for.
Yeah.
I listened to
in-
that one actually.
Oh,
Yeah.
I was like, oh,
What'd you think?
Joel's pretty smart.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
is.
that guy should be a pastor.
Yeah, it was an old one. It was one that at the beginning when we first started this was a big question.
Yeah.
And kind of people as they jumped on were like, "Hey, you should talk about this." We're like, "Hey, we have."
Yeah.
Well, I'm so
Um,
glad you brought up the idea to like repost an episode because that conversation was in many ways like preliminary to this whole Reformed 101 series
Yeah.
because
Yep.
it's one of the key questions around what does it mean to be Reformed? How do Reformed people view salvation? And you end up talking about predestination and election. So
Yeah.
yeah, that was early on. Do you know what episode that was?
Ooh, it was like 7. It was pretty early, maybe 12, but it was pretty early. But we also passed our birthday, which I believe was the 17th.
Yeah,
Last
this podcast
Friday.
is a year old.
And
Crazy.
this
Yeah.
isn't to say
Wow.
like, wow, look at us. This is like, whoa, we actually did it.
I can't. Yeah,
We
exactly.
did it.
I'm.
like, wait,
It's
what?
so weird. It's so weird to me.
Yeah. Because we started this, AJ, I don't know. Oh, by the way, AJ's back. If
It's
you're not
me.
watching this, AJ
I'm
is
here.
just officially a part of this podcast regularly now, apparently.
Sounds good to
we
me,
just
boys.
we just pulled him in. Hey, dude, when you want to record? Sure.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna give you a ton on what we're gonna talk about, but
Yeah. We
thanks
but
for hanging.
I'm just here for the vibes.
Yeah, it's good. Speaking of vibes, we got a good
that's
background.
good.
It's cozy
that
for
is
this
nice.
I'm
podcast.
trying to remember who do we just remember that this artist is? Dude, so
Uh,
famous.
you knew, because I only know because of his most famous painting. I don't know his name. I just know
it's the
most
guy he
famous one.
painted the man in the very formal attire standing on a cliff's edge overlooking like mountain peaks in the cloud.
That sounds
Is it
nice.
Thomas?
Wanderer
No.
above the sea fog.
Casper
Casper.
David Friedrich.
Yeah, 1818.
Yeah.
We appreciate art in
Friedrich.
here.
Mm-hmm.
Friedrich.
Yeah.
What's that, German?
It can
German.
be.
Yep.
Very likely.
German
yeah.
romanticist artist.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Yeah, look at that. Pulled that one out
Yeah.
of
Okay, no,
nowhere.
go away.
Well done.
But so we started recording this. We actually recorded 10 episodes and we're releasing them without telling a soul.
I remember that.
I forgot
Yeah.
we did that.
I remember
Because
that.
we were like, let's see if we actually like this.
Yeah. Yeah.
If it's worth our time.
Mm-hmm.
And
You know, test the waters.
Yeah.
look at us.
Look at you.
Look at us. Yeah. You too. This is your 4th or 5th episode.
Hey, you're a part of this.
It's my 4th one.
Okay. We should have tried to make this your 5th so that it was special for all of us.
I know, because then I would have been on 1/10 of all your episodes.
Yeah. You are.
Wow.
Don't tell Joel.
Don't tell anybody else.
He was like, wait, AJ got 2 episodes for his part? Yeah, sorry. he's a handsome guy. So we do camera stuff now.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
you gotta,
Yeah.
Okay.
He's just eye candy.
yeah.
It's here for the vibes.
That's right.
Okay.
That was all the orders of business that I had.
Okay.
Yeah. So big deal. Thank you for
Yeah.
listening because
So-
it's why we keep going.
Yeah. Honestly, keep telling us what you think. I
Yeah.
forget this is a thing sometimes. Like, I don't forget that we sit down and record and talk about stuff because I love doing that. I forget that like it goes out to the world and then other people listen to it.
Yeah,
And will
that-
remind me like, oh, you said this thing one time, and
Yeah.
I'm like, wait, when did I say that? Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I was on some episode we recorded.
I actually lied. There is one more order of business.
Okay.
And it's very special to celebrate our 50th episode. We have 6 custom hats left.
Oh yeah.
If you're watching this on YouTube, you can check them out. We 100% unique. Every single
Custom.
hat is different design. They all have the same patch, all have the same logo, but they are all
Mhm.
different styles. And AJ, you're our guest today. What should our promo code be?
What?
Oh, AJ's not been on one of those episodes. We like to say earlier on, it was like, hey, if you text us
I
the
like
word
this one.
spaghetti, then we'll buy you a coffee.
Oh, sure. So
So like text us the word Casper Friedrich.
that's what I was gonna say. Friedrich.
How do you spell Friedrich though?
If you
They have to spell it right.
if you spell Friedrich right, Casper David Friedrich. Go find his name, Google it. If you are one of the first 6 people to do so, we will give you one of these special hats.
Dude, Mike Bosma is gonna miss this because he skipped over what we're talking about right now.
Yeah,
to
he
get
always
to the
skips them.
content.
Yeah.
Sorry, Mike, you miss out.
Snooze you lose, Bosma.
Yeah, and we'll send you which hats are left. I hope that if you're the 6th person, you like the one that's left.
These ones are my favorite ones.
Yeah, I have one that's that style.
Yeah.
but,
Mhm.
closer to this color.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I have
got
a
the
yellow
black
one
of
in
that.
this style. It's very
Yeah.
nice. But I
Nice.
do also like this style a lot.
Yeah, it's got breathability in the back of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, very
Mm.
very fun. I just sent one down to Biola with Jamie.
Nice.
He was here
Jamie
on
needs one.
Sunday.
I don't know who that is.
Thank you for doing
Micah.
that. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, we call him Jamie. 'Cause
Oh, Jamie, if you're listening, I met
He doesn't listen
your
to this.
pastor. I bumped into him at
Yeah.
seminary.
dude, what are the odds you ran into our intern from
He's like-
LA's pastor?
He's like, "Oh yeah, you're from Visalia? Yeah, yeah, Calvin Kostelic and Mike Rip. Those guys are great."
Yeah, what
That's
are the
amazing.
chances
I'm
you
like,
guys
"Oh
meet up
yeah, I
in-
forgot you got those two hooligans
what
down there."
church do they go to?
It's a CRC down there.
Bellflower.
Oh,
CRC,
cool. Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shout out to Bellflower CRC, not a
Yeah.
sponsor.
Not yet.
Yeah. Although I guess technically the CRC funds our jobs.
I forget that
in
I have
part.
friends who are
No,
who
not
are
at all.
what's
Never
that?
mind. I was just
Now
kidding.
the tithes of our community fund our jobs.
Yeah. Never
Yeah.
mind.
Yeah. Thank you. They fund my schooling. Thank you very much.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you, CRC, for
Thank you,
Jesse's
CRC,
degree.
Very cool. But yeah, I forget I have friends who are like pastors and might know other people
Mhm.
that I know. Anyways.
Yeah.
All right, should we hop into it?
Let's
This is a
hop
big
in.
one.
Well,
Yeah.
episode 50. Honestly, I didn't prep a ton for this because I've been thinking about this topic a lot.
You didn't
And-
prep because we've been prepping for 2 months.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Especially
held
you
on
and
to
I,
this
Tim,
one.
have had a lot of conversations on this, and you know I've been wrestling with these questions often out loud, mainly because not just because of the series and the Sermon on the Mount. I've been in the Sermon on the Mount kind of in depth in the weeds of it for the past 2 years. And so this has been building. I don't like being reactionary.
Yes.
So that's the tone I want to start off by saying, because we're going to talk about some things that are happening in Christian culture and culture at large. That's part of the aim of this podcast, is to take in the different messages that we hear and think about them critically. What's redemptive, what's not so. I've kind of titled this and maybe this will change as we talk in terms of what we titled the episode.
Oh, I gotta make it way more clickbaity than that.
It's just like, I'm not gonna let you get away with this. But I like it. It's I've been thinking about this as Christianity in the spotlight. So
Ooh.
what happens to us as Christians? We're going to talk a lot about worship culture, and that's why we invited AJ on. But this is a broader theme of what happens to us as Christians when we either place ourselves in the spotlight, when we seek the spotlight, when we try to push other Christians into the spotlight.
Yeah.
And I like spotlight because it's kind of like stage metaphor.
Yeah.
But you had a aha moment. Yeah, I wasn't sure if you want to throw something in there.
No.
You're just like, no, you're just like, oh, I understand.
Christianity in the
Yeah.
spotlight. Yeah, because
Okay.
you'd mentioned a little bit of the stuff we're gonna engage.
The direction.
Yep.
And that's a good framework.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it fits within.
But not nearly clickbaity, is it?
Right.
Yeah.
Make
He's
it
not our
more
marketing
more
guy.
clickbaity.
We'll workshop the
He's our
clickbait.
theology guy, not our marketing guy.
Oh man, we might swing. Clickbait might come back around to this conversation.
yeah. I'm a little nervous.
It's
to be
okay.
honest.
Don't be scared.
Dude, the Catholics are still in our comments.
No, actually.
We get at least 5 new comments a day on that it released
The
6 weeks
same
ago.
the
same
same
video?
old
The
one.
same one.
Oh my gosh.
It's at 200,000 views
Yeesh.
because it just keeps they keep it alive.
I love that for you guys.
Don't like that. I don't like that for us.
No, dude, it's honestly no. So just so you know, we do not read the comments.
I
So go ahead, have
I
conversations.
try not to.
Absolutely ignore everything you say.
We
on
are
these
not
videos.
about the comment section. Yeah, sorry.
Some comments can be good. Even YouTube has redemptive
Yeah.
moments.
No, there are people having full conversations. So I'm
yeah,
glad that
it's
we
cool.
can facilitate that.
Yeah.
Social media is not the
Or
place
at
to have
least
these
spark,
conversations. Yeah.
Yeah. But what's gonna be different about this is usually we'll start with like the culture, and then we'll throw in like the biblical piece. You know what I mean? The you heard it said move.
Yeah.
This time I want to start with kind of what we've been sitting in this series.
Is it because of the way that we learned about Reformed preaching from Joel? So now you want to try
No, but it's a good point.
just kidding.
Start with scripture. That's never a bad bet.
that? Yeah.
But this comes from Matthew 6, which we just did a youth group lesson on for high school and junior high. And I wasn't there.
It
I
was
was
great.
gone.
It was a good
It was
lesson. You
great
prepped,
because I
though.
wasn't there.
Yeah.
So I'll just read a little bit of this, and this can kind of stir and kind of help us reflect on what we're going to talk about. All right. Jesus says, "Be careful not to practice your righteousness in front of others to be seen by them. If you do, you will have no reward from your Father in heaven. So when you, for example, give to the needy, do not announce it with trumpets, as the hypocrites do in the synagogues and on the streets, to be honored by others." Quick pause. Hypocrites. It's just a rendering of the Greek phrase hypokrites, and it means stage actor or performer. Yep. One who dons a mask. It's another way to understand it. Truly, I tell you, they have received their reward in full. So in other words, you want praise? That's all you get. But when you give to the needy, do not let your left hand know what your right hand is doing, so that your giving may be done in hiddenness. Therefore, then your Father who sees what is done in hiddenness will reward you. He goes on. Another example. And when you pray, don't be like the hypocrites, the stage actors, for they love to pray standing in the synagogues and on the street corners to be seen by others. Truly, I tell you. So, in other words, they stand in the street corners in order to be seen by others. It's not just that they're where they're praying.
Yeah.
Truly, I tell you, they've received the reward in full. But when you pray, Go into your room, close the door, and pray to your Father who is hidden. Then your Father, who sees what is done in hiddenness, will reward you. I'm gonna skip down to one more in this whole block of teaching, because this is where we're going next week. This Wednesday.
At youth group, yeah.
At youth group. Yep. Do not store up for yourselves treasures on earth, where moths and eater or vermin destroy, where thieves break in and steal. But store up for yourselves treasure in heaven, where moths and vermin do not destroy, and where thieves do not break in and steal. For where your treasure is, there your heart will be also. Yeah. Any reflections on this before we keep going?
I mean, I always appreciate an opportunity to give a shout out to Bible Project, because if we had a sponsor that we wanted deeply for you to go explore, it's the Bible Project.
Yeah.
And in prepping for that lesson that you were gone with youth group, we watched a video from them on this, and so well done. They're great. Go check them out. Especially if you want to dig into just this part of what we're about to talk about.
Their Sermon on the Mount podcast series is so good. And it really helped inspire this whole series in my sort of deep dive in it. I like to bring in their videos every once in a while. I know students often watch their videos a lot in school, so try not to overdo it, but yeah. That video did a really good job of illustrating this exact what Jesus is talking about, of performative believers or stage actors or hypocrisy. That's what we call it. And often we think of hypocrisy as like, I don't know, how would you define hypocrisy, just like in the way we normally talk about it?
I think, like, in general, you would say someone's hypocritical when they say one thing and behave in a way that's contradictory to the things that they say, right?
Kind of the do as I say, not as I do mentality.
Yeah. And that's good because it's related. It's related to what Jesus is getting at, right? James has a really good word for this, like being double-minded.
Okay.
James is reflecting on all this, the Sermon on the Mount. He's sort of the first commentary on the sermon. And he talks about, doing one thing, saying one thing, doing another, or thinking one thing. Hey, I'm going to be generous. I'm going to share this meal with you, but really, like, I don't want to do that.
I
kind of want that for myself.
Or even sometimes your generosity is inspired by like a spirit of like self-righteousness or even selfishness.
So it's definitely related to our conception of hypocrisy, but like kind of as Jesus illustrates, and the Bible Project does a really good job. It shows in the video, it shows people like praying and fasting and like, pouring out gold to the poor while they have like this actor's mask on. And then Jesus comes and he takes off the mask.
And they have a sad face.
Yeah. They're like, oh man. So definitely watch that video if you haven't. But all this has been on the mind while I think it was 3 days ago, the Dove Awards were
no, was it not?
That's when I saw it was posted on YouTube. It must have been. It was earlier. Yeah, it was much earlier, probably. I don't really follow this stuff to plead my own ignorance. So
I'm gonna be honest. This is also the first year that I've noticed it.
Yeah.
Because
I don't
it's
follow
been hot.
Yeah.
I think it's growing. I don't know if it was I think it was maybe hit prominence last year because that's when Forrest Frank hit the scene really hard with.
And that was also the 55th, because this is the 56th year, as the internet's telling me.
Oh, interesting. It's been going on that long.
And actually it happened back on the 7th, 2 weeks ago. Right before you left. It was the day you left.
Yeah.
Or no.
Okay.
No, it's not. It was right before you left.
Yeah.
Did you leave
a little bit after?
Anyway.
No, I left the 4th. But so I'm reflecting. I'm like, I don't know how this came across my attention because I'm not on Instagram anymore. Was it something you sent?
I was say, did I send it to you? But I would have on Instagram. Maybe I texted you about it.
Yeah, that's possible.
Because this is something that we've talked a lot about. We didn't want to react. We didn't want to make a podcast reacting to all of the Forrest Frank drama of his back like 2 months ago.
You're right. That was the window in was stuff with Forrest Frank and him not wanting to attend the Dove Awards.
Yes.
So let's get into that a little bit.
Yeah.
All right, give me the tea.
Yeah.
I haven't.
So maybe if I can, and I don't want to talk as much.
Set it first.
I'll set it up a little bit more. So I was like, oh, okay, this is like a Christian music awards type deal. Like,
yeah.
Okay. And I was curious, so I started checking it out. I was on YouTube. I saw a couple thumbnails that were like a red carpet looking thing. I was like, oh, that's interesting. There's like a Christian red carpet. Okay. And I don't know. I was curious, so I started listening. I think it was ones from last year. And it was all these people just absolutely decked out, just designer clothes. And even some like well-known people, some people I'm even like, oh yeah, I would like to meet them and talk to them. But just that's just one thing. But then what they were saying in these interviews was so interesting. I kept saying, interviewer would ask, hey, so-and-so, so glad you're here tonight. You know, what are you looking forward to seeing tonight? And they'd be like, oh yeah, I'm really excited for Forrest's performance, for so-and-so's performance. And that just kind of like stuck in my head. Like, oh yeah, this isn't like it goes back to our whole, this is obviously building on our conversation on Christian concerts and that whole culture surrounding that. But I was struck by that with the combination of the amount of dressing up, like this is like an imitation of like an Emmys,
yeah,
that type of deal. But then what further getting into this, the heart of the matter, what drew us into this conversation, Jelly Roll was most notably there. He won Best Song of the Year with Brandon Lake. Hard Fought Hallelujah. And in his acceptance speech, he kind of called out Forrest Frank, like getting into all the nitty gritty Christian artist drama.
Part of the tea.
Yeah, this is it's so big, like it's hard to really. We're just scratching the surface here, but maybe Tim, you could get more into this, but basically, kind of indirectly calls out Forrest Frank for not being there, because Forrest had posted, and this is what Tim sent me. Forrest had posted saying, "Hey guys, like I've been thinking about it, and I don't think I'm gonna go to the Dove Awards." And, this is what I feel like Jesus is calling me to do. And he received a mixed response from that.
Yeah.
Right? Some people were like, hey, man, good for you, Forrest. Way to be. Others were like, dude, you're kind of tone deaf. What's going on?
Others were like, wow, you're calling out the rest of us who are going.
Yeah, Jelly Roll himself showed up in his comments and was like,
"Oh wow,
yeah." He was like, "It."
Dang.
I'm not gonna get into it because it didn't make a ton of sense, but basically it was like, how can you not show up to this concert and also like, sorry, you're not gonna show up to this award ceremony
to receive an award
because of songs that are from Jesus, for Jesus. That's what Forrest would say. When you make millions off of these songs.
Yeah.
And so that's that.
So the
Anyways.
quarrel was, so Forrest said he doesn't want to receive an award for a song that is for Jesus.
Yes, thank you.
And so to his point, he's like, the glory is not about me. I didn't write this song to make a name for myself. And so I don't want an award for this song because I'm here to tell people about Jesus. And so Jelly Roll and other people were like, hey, where's the check going then?
Yeah.
To which, and Forrest has responded to that. And there's a lot into this, right? There's so much about all of this that's just so hard. Because I think, Forrest Frank has been very, very public about everything.
Yeah.
Since sometime in the summer. I don't know exactly when it started.
Camera's always rolling.
I'm trying not to follow too closely because it's so frustrating to me. And the reason that we are bringing this up, the reason we do want to talk about it, we're not trying to get clickbait. But it's something that's in the face of our students daily.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's part of the like Christian influencer circle.
Yes.
We could name others, but he's very much in the heart of that.
And we're also not here to bash Forrest. He's on our playlists.
Yeah.
Like it's not like we
will be.
don't use his music anywhere. You know, he's
except for God's Got My Back. That one's not going to be on
there. There's a couple not all of his songs are.
Yeah.
But it's really hard because it feels very performative. And
so I have a lot of thoughts that I'm trying to compile into a coherent thesis. There's a couple of things at play here that we need to think about. I think number one, the whole idea of a Christian culture is something worth considering, specifically with Christian art and Christian entertainment. And then how that turns into kind of like this subculture, and it creates in groups and out groups.
Yeah.
And I think we have to be very, very skeptical of entertainment or of something that is branded Christian.
Oh man,
yeah.
Especially in like such a like where art and creativity is a commodity rather than a expression. And I think it can be both, but it is very, very commoditized. And what that means is that people are doing this to make dollars.
Yeah, it's a means to an end, and the end is usually money.
And oftentimes they're doing this not out of, and I'm not speaking about Forrest specifically.
Right.
I'm speaking about the industry in general. They're not doing this out of authentic faith. They're doing this out of a they have found like an algorithm or
they're working the industry.
They found an equation that the Christians like.
Yep.
And it is it's a formula. They found a formula that the Christians like and that will sell.
Yeah. Okay, let's hone in on that a little bit more. What
is that?
And this is
formula
especially
and
why I think it's useful to have AJ on. Like what is that formula? What does contemporary Christian
I don't know, boys. If I do, I'd be rich.
I would tell you if I knew.
Yeah. Guess who's getting a Dove Award for podcasting?
I also want to highlight what you said just before that, which is what we're honing in on is labeled CCM, contemporary Christian music.
Yeah,
Christian contemporary music, which is an industry.
It's an industry, yeah.
Yeah, and most people don't know that. Many people don't know that.
Yes, it's a whole
and
industry.
Pepsi owns it, right?
No, but to that point, the big record labels that do pop music, all modern music, have CCM wings.
Yes.
They have CCM subsidiaries that these are all the same companies.
Yeah.
So like Sony Music.
Yeah, for real though. Yeah.
Well, I just learned that Spotify has like playlist gathering parties where like Christians, there's like a CCM Spotify playlist like group where they'll like meet up and party and stuff.
I'll tell you what, they're not good at it because I've had many Christian playlist songs.
But that's how they get streams, right? Like it's all networking, it's all working within the industry, knowing the right people, and then you get onto the right playlists, and then you get you get streams, and then you get money.
Because you said it is a subculture. It's easy to think, okay, Christians, these churches, some worship bands, and they just make music, and those ones just naturally become popular, sort of natural selection. The good ones rise to the top, and then those ones end up on my radio.
But that is precisely not how it works.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
It's all engineered. So like there was a study, who did it? Contemporary worship research, worship leader research. I don't know. There's a study group. They're funded by one of the Calvin grants, worship grants, that they studied where are the top 100 songs being used in churches over, I don't know, maybe it's the past 20 years. Where are all those songs coming from? And it was a crazy high majority that came from 4 churches.
Yes.
It was, I'm not going to say a number because I don't want to misquote it, but it was a ridiculously high majority that came from Hillsong, Bethel, Elevation and Passion. Those 4.
But like, AJ, it's because they focus so heavily on worship, and they have really talented artists.
They're just spirit led, you know.
You know what? You're probably right.
Dang it, you
win. So this is not all like organic. Like none of this stuff happens organically. I was listening to a podcast. I think it's Lecrae's podcast. Have you ever listened to that?
I just listened to a little bit.
Just clips.
And
I don't like
he was interviewing he was interviewing one of the lead singers from Maverick City.
Okay.
And she talked about how they were formed, and all about how like they had this meteoric rise to fame, and it was a really illuminating conversation. But Maverick City, like it, to us commoners, seemed like it was just this like grassroots, like some church was doing like gospel music and CCM music together, and then somebody discovered them and they blew up. No, that's not how it happened.
Wait, how did they?
That's not how it happened.
So I didn't listen to this episode. What happened?
There's 2 CCM insiders, producers that were already really well connected in the contemporary Christian world.
Okay.
They handpicked a bunch of musicians and formed Maverick City.
And is that the name of a church?
Wow. No,
or that's their band.
It's just a band.
That is the opposite of organic.
Yeah. It was engineered. It was all engineered. Now, does that mean that it's bad?
No.
Right.
No, definitely not.
But it does mean that we ought to be skeptical of the motivations for a lot of this Christian art that we're consuming.
Yeah. It's hijacking a worldly system. I would argue.
Yeah, exactly.
Ruslan KD disagrees with me, but that's another.
That's
thing.
His fault, not yours.
I was just listening to him on this.
Oh yeah. No, yeah.
So Jesse, when you were reading those passages, I was reminded, or I don't know why I was thinking about this, but I was thinking about how the kingdom of heaven is not, it's like way different than what the culture would expect it to be. So like those examples of that Jesus offers, like don't let your left hand know what your right hand is doing, and don't like pray in public so that people can see you.
Yeah.
Like the kingdom of heaven is very subversive.
Yeah.
It's very meek. It's very humble, and it transforms society in a very
counterintuitive way.
Counterintuitive way, yeah. It's very countercultural. So when the culture of entertainment is just slapped on top of Christianity, we get the CCM industry.
Yeah.
But I think that the kingdom of heaven has and I don't have this fleshed out very well, but I think it has probably a different vision of what creativity looks like for a Christian.
Yeah.
And of what art and music looks like for a Christian. So when I think about like who are my favorite Christian artists, they're artists that are making good music. They're not necessarily famous. In fact, many of them are not very famous.
Do you want to give them a
And
shout
maybe
out?
that's a good thing. Yeah, who are they?
There's one band called the Oh Hellos.
Oh yeah,
dude.
yeah.
Dude, that was like one of our first connection points.
Yeah.
You both introduced Oh Hellos to me.
And like, here's why I love them, because there is like such like subtle Christian themes in their music, and I'm not 100% sure they're even Christians. Right? Because like they're making, in my opinion, really beautiful and moving and meaningful stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm not even sure that they're believers. Like I think they probably are, because they're writing like stuff based on
because they're like
C.S.
working
Lewis
Lewis
and,
in there. Yeah.
Google AI thinks they are.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fact check true.
Do you know they're siblings?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tyler and Maggie.
Yeah. Tyler and Maggie.
There's depth.
There's
There's
a richness to it, and depth that like it's not just taking like catchy stuff and slapping Christianity on top of it.
Yeah.
Or like there's a guy named Stephen Wilson Jr. He's a new like up and coming country artist. Okay. He's actually like just exploded.
Huh.
Uh-oh.
I am not sure that he's a Christian.
What's his name?
Stephen Wilson Jr.
Let's see if Google AI thinks he is.
I'm not sure he's a Christian, but he makes like just compelling, beautiful art.
Yeah.
That I just like find stirs something in me. That I think is just a really good example of how like the kingdom is like subversive, and it kind of happens.
Yeah.
That you took it a direction I wasn't expecting, but it brings up a good point that we could call secular culture, whether it's Christians who are operating within like, they don't have a Christian label.
Yeah.
But are producing songs of meaning and depth that sort of reach towards the kingdom.
Yeah.
And point towards the sky. And they're not trying to brand it. It just is beautiful.
Yeah.
And you can find songs that aren't even like that aren't even trying to be Christian whatsoever.
Yeah.
That do a better job than Christian music does at sort of pointing towards the deep.
Yeah.
And the true and the beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like a question that we ask and then don't answer because we don't want to have to is, why are we trying to do exactly what secular culture does, but just dress it up like Christian? Like, why is our music sound exact? Like, why? I mean, so we have a student that was like, hey, I really like, what's that artist? That female rapper.
Oh, Ice Spice.
Ice Spice. Yeah. Okay, so there's this girl who really likes Ice Spice in our youth group. She's like, but like I'm convicted.
She wants to dress up as her for Halloween.
Oh no, don't do it.
That was how that came up.
Oh, okay. She's like, I'm convicted that I shouldn't be listening to these lyrics, but I really like the sound. And I was like, guess what? I have a Christian artist that sounds like her, but she's got good lyrics. It's good. But why are we trying to sound like Ice Spice, but just talk about Jesus? Why are we trying to sound like, because that's a huge thing that Forrest Frank was really good at, was he made Christian music that sounded like popular music.
It sounded like the culture, yeah. And he did it like at a very high level of like excellence.
Yes.
Like he is a fantastic producer.
Yeah.
And like the melodies that he writes are like so catchy. And so I give him a lot of credit for that.
And there were a lot of people who aren't Christian who hear the songs and go, I like this. And then they hear it. Yeah. And now they're hearing Christian music. And like, okay, great. Is that, but then you also have people who are listening to it, don't even realize what they're listening to. And so they don't think twice about it.
Yeah.
It doesn't draw them to God because it sounds like culture.
Yeah. Can I play devil's advocate, which is not something I really wanted or expected to do in this conversation?
That's usually my role.
And then you guys can slam me to the ground or whatever.
I'm just going to mute
not
you
literally.
for a second.
Okay. Yeah, I get it. It looks like, it looks worldly, but hey, like this is how we get people the good news of Jesus. Like we make our music attractive to the world, so that the world will see how Jesus is attractive, and relevant, and
So that reminds me of something that we studied in my worship program. It's called the World Lutheran Federation's Nairobi Statement on Worship.
Okay, nice.
Is there an acronym for that?
You pulled that one out.
It's the Nairobi Statement. That's just what we call it.
Okay.
And it talks all about how worship engages with culture. Okay. So there are certain things about this is a little tangent, but just follow me.
Gotcha.
There are certain things in worship that are what's called transcultural. And these are things that should be true in all times and all cultures about what's happening in Christian worship. This is the things that define Christian worship as Christian worship.
Okay. According to the Nairobi
Statement.
Okay.
There are things. So what is it? Transcultural, contextual, countercultural, and cross-cultural. Yep. So what I want to hone in on though is the contextual and the countercultural. So that's part of the conversation we're having here is what Forrest could be seen as doing is contextualizing the gospel for our current cultural moment. Okay. So what that means is taking pieces of the culture and repackaging it in order to use those as a means for gospel proclamation. This could be what Forrest is doing,
which I do think he's trying to.
Yeah, and that is one thing that the Nairobi Statement it says is a necessity in Christian worship.
Yeah.
But I think this applies even more to how Christians engage with culture in general, not just in worship. But then there's also the countercultural aspect of, in the case of the Nairobi Statement, of worship, but also I would say as Christians in the world, there are certain situations in which we need to be countercultural instead of contextual.
Yeah. If somebody's unconvinced of that, I'll bring one verse to support that, and I'll let you keep going.
No, send it.
So 1 John 2, verse 15, do not love the world or anything in the world. If anyone loves the world, the love of the Father is not in them. Oof. Gut punch.
Oof.
Yeah.
Sorry. Keep going.
That is
like that's there.
Yikes.
That's there.
Yeah, don't forget that the Bible said. Yeah.
So what Christians are called to do in being countercultural is to call out things in culture that are contrary to the gospel. And so what I wonder is how, and I'm still fleshing this out as I'm talking, which is difficult because I'm not a verbal processor.
Well, welcome to a podcast.
Interesting.
Let's record this.
So the questions I would ask is, what are the things in the popular culture, especially in the popular music culture and industry, that are antithetical to the gospel?
Mm-hmm.
And how is the contemporary Christian music industry addressing those things that are antithetical to the gospel?
Sure.
So
different idolatries we could throw in there.
And so one thing like that comes up is like this self-glorification.
Yep.
And this self-promotion, which leads me down another rabbit hole, which I hope you guys will follow me on.
Well, let's go.
Get it, big buddy.
What does that mean?
I just made it up.
What does it mean?
You can't address it when he says stuff like that. You just gotta let it roll.
I know.
You're just gonna say thanks.
So what I think about a lot lately is the commodification of attention, which is what social media has done.
Yes.
It has turned our attention into a commodity.
Mm-hmm.
And it's very, very good at controlling us. So what happens then when everything becomes content that is meant to hold attention?
Mm-hmm.
And this is my skepticism around the contemporary Christian music stuff, and this is my skepticism around Forrest.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because when everything becomes content, that turns everything into marketing.
Mm-hmm.
And when everything is marketing, everything is about money. And so when Forrest gets really good at social media, he is good at it.
Mm-hmm.
Like somehow
people are watching.
He's figured out how to get these algorithms. Like,
yeah,
he knows what to do and what plays.
Yeah.
And when he is like broadcasting his whole life, like his whole story with his back and everything, that setting aside any skepticism some people might have about like the reality of that situation, did he actually break his back?
Yeah.
Was it actually
was it
miraculously healed?
Yeah.
Setting all of that aside,
Yeah, let's assume yes.
let's assume that that's true.
Yeah.
Here's what happened. Forrest had a testimony about God's faithfulness in his life, and that testimony turned into a commodity. It turned into a marketing ploy that then turned around and turned one of his songs into a #1 hit. And I don't know how many millions of streams he's gotten on that song, how much money
Lemonade.
he's made on. What is it? God's Got My Back.
Did that one actually blow up?
I mean, it blew up enough.
It was so
enough.
Okay, or was it Lemonade?
Lemonade was also
both of them came out of that.
Lemonade was
It
I
doesn't-
think was bigger.
It's beside the point.
yeah.
What-
Sure.
My skepticism around around any of these big Christian social media influencers is when we turn the gospel into content, we're no longer being countercultural. We're turning the gospel into a commodity. And I have a real hard time with that.
Good.
I'm glad and I know I'm not alone. So what you did was really helpful because you put the right words together for what this problem is. The commodification of worship, of praise, of the gospel. And that's why I threw that without having that exact wording. That's what I was trying to get at when I threw in the verse about not storing up treasures or commodities on earth.
Yeah.
Because praise, even though praise, and I'm talking about like human praise and being in the spotlight, being the center of attention, having an audience, it's a immaterial thing, but it's still a commodity that won't last.
Yeah.
That's like
it's a treasure,
that's the definition of like a commodity, like just something that is to be used towards some other ends, and that won't last in the end.
I think what's really hard with this whole situation with Forrest that turned into a situation with Jelly Roll and the Dove Awards. Mm-hmm. So I've been trying to not bring it up because I don't want to just poo-poo on his party, because great music. He is trying to be authentic. Yeah. I don't think that he's trying to be manipulative, but what I'm seeing is, and my wife and I talk about this a lot, because I'll say it, I'm anti Taylor Swift, because of her branding, not because I think she's a bad artist. Right. But she started off as a really authentic, tell the truth, here's the full story. I'm an innocent girl who's writing for other innocent girls, so that you all know that you were being heard. But then it turned into all this all this extra stuff, and now her newest album is not innocent, should not be listened to by anyone under the age of 18. Mm-hmm.
It's not her best work.
That too,
definitely not. Definitely not on its own.
But she became so big and famous because she was vulnerable. She told her truth. Yeah. She told her story, and that's what Forrest is doing. That's he. So the reason that he's documenting all of this is because he had, the way that he told the story, he had a word from God. Him and a friend were meeting with a pastor, and they were challenged. I don't remember if it was the pastor or if he said, I felt like God was challenging me to. I don't want to put words in his mouth.
No, I know what you're saying. Yeah,
but they were encouraged to document everything.
He said God.
He said God.
Yeah,
and the point, what I heard was, God wanted me to document all of this so that I could see his faithfulness to me in through all of this. What I think he took it as was, I need to record everything and put it on social media.
Yeah.
And it was like, wait a minute, where's the difference here? Was God trying to tell you to make a ton of money on social media and just put it out for the whole world to see? Or was he trying to tell you to say, look at how I've provided for you. Look at where you've come, so that you would worship me as God.
Mm-hmm. I think I realize now why Forrest's, I finally have words for why Forrest's post about not going to the Dove Awards is so ironic. Because at first I was like, oh, good on you. I agree. Yeah. I don't like that. Straight up. We could do a whole episode on the Dove Awards. It's awful. It's not good.
Not a sponsor.
It's garbage. Just glorifying material wealth.
You went hard on that.
Dude, it is so bad.
Dude, did you watch it?
I was skipping through parts of it. I was like, it was way worse than I thought it was going to be.
Agreed.
I wouldn't touch it with a 10-foot pole. Yeah. Like, just the worst we have to offer.
There's no like counterculturalism in it.
It's really it's sucking up to the and being
hey, wait, Jesse, who's their biggest sponsor? Or their first sponsor, I guess.
Some gold investment group has like multiple sponsor plugs throughout. Like, literally, hey, here's how you can invest in your worldly treasure.
Hey, here's how you store up.
You know how James talks about your gold rotting away in front of you. Yeah. You should invest in that.
You should get some.
And it wasn't. And it's not about. It's not about you can't invest, and it's not about you can't
destroy
invest
gold.
In gold. It was its place. This is at a Christian award ceremony, and we're just getting plugged like, hey, invest in gold and silver. It's like this super old timey guy, but Forrest. This is what I was getting to.
Yeah.
The irony. Hey, good job. You're not gonna go to Dove Awards. I agree. Don't go to that thing.
Yeah.
You already have your own award system. You have an audience. You have a built-in stage through your camera, through your like all the language is there. An audience broadcasting, documenting his journey. Like it's all stage metaphors. He's being in the spotlight. Like this, it is a digital stage.
He's resisting. I think he's trying to point out like the like in the industry this kind of culture of like self glorification.
Yeah.
And I think by not going, he was trying to like resist that kind of part of the culture. But then like he's one of the best people at that culture. At working that system. He's benefiting through the whole social media machine.
Yeah.
In the same way that any of these guys that go to this award ceremony are like participating in the industry.
Do you know Jeremy Riddle?
Yeah.
I only know a little bit about him. I know a couple of his songs. I'm curious your thoughts on him, but he actually reacted in a much more like faithful way to the whole Dove Awards, and like sort of came out of the woodwork. He hadn't posted in a long time. Was like, hey, like I need to remove the plank from my own eye, so to speak. Like I've been a part of this system. I've benefited from it. But like what's happening, the award structure at the Dove Awards, like it's not faithful to who Jesus is. This isn't Christian at all. It's borrowed from the world. And then, ended in a graceful way too. Yeah. Just almost awesome. Like tear jerking, working way. Like that's how you repent of this.
Yeah.
Like,
but also I would argue the correct way to do this, for either of them, not just Forrest, whoever, is just don't go.
Yeah, just
don't make a scene. Don't make a scene.
Don't tell anybody. Like it's okay. And
like, if you don't let your right hand know what your left hand is doing.
If you know, but that's the thing. Like I say that unless you're part of the problem and you need to repent of that. Like, but also don't put it out. Maybe don't put the camera on. Write a statement, throw it out there, forget about it. Don't look at the comments.
Yeah. Like don't look at the comments. Quit responding to every single comment.
Yeah.
And being
react
when someone, because that was the other thing too, was like, there's a couple Christian comedians that I think are hysterical. One of them in particular that continues to and like has not, and maybe this is wrong, but has not apologized about like making jokes about Forrest, because like that's his job. He's a comedian.
Who is it?
Shama?
Shama.
Yeah, I love Shama, dude. That dude is so great.
I'll send you some Shama. Yeah. If I keep social media after this episode.
I would love to get him on.
Dude, Shama.
I would love to get Shama.
Hey, social media. I know we only have 7 followers and one of you is my mom.
Algorithm, I'm speaking directly to you.
Yeah. help us get Shama out here. Dude, I just completely lost all of that.
I'm sorry, that was my bad.
What he keeps posting. He keeps
making but like Forrest came out and was like, "What hurts the most isn't when people make fun of me; it's when other Christians make fun of me."
I just want to be hated by the world,
and it's like, but it's like I you know what I believe this, right? Because Corey Asbury, made fun of him.
That whole thing,
brilliant. It was
hilarious.
It was a brilliant piece of Christian art.
Great song, by the way. Yeah. And then Forrest was like, "Oh, it hurts when Corey Asbury makes fun of me," and it's like, no, you're just trying to get in Corey Asbury's DMs so that you can write a song with him, because then they did. Yeah. And he's like, "Oh, like I'm responding to these people specifically because they're Christians and they should be supported." No, you're responding to the other people who can help you perpetuate this story. Yeah. Like there are tons of other Christians in your comments making jokes about this. They just don't have as big of a market to be able to monetize. Yeah. And like, I believe that his back was broken. I'll stay on his side with that. I'm sure that he was insulted by all of this, but you've got to know that when you're on social media, you stay out of the comments unless you want to get insulted. Dude, I made a video 7 years ago. I don't know if you remember this. Our church parking lot flooded. I thought it was hilarious. So I, in my big furry winter coat, which I have ironically, I climbed on the roof of my car to get in the car because there was a giant puddle and I was wearing moccasins because that's what I wear to work.
Right.
And I climbed into the car and then just drove away. And it was like, what happens when Californians have to deal with water? I had lived here for like 18 months. Dude, people were like, burn in hell, California. This is what you get.
Go like, float off into the Pacific Ocean.
Yeah, I hope you all drown. It's like, whoa.
Oh, dude. Yeah.
Because the amount of times you hear stuff social like media is. Okay? Like,
it selects for that.
Yeah.
It's designed to be inflammatory.
Yeah,
right?
because they know that I'm never gonna find them and ask them why they said that. Right? Like,
I'm gonna need to get off soon. I had
call Matt and tell me things.
I told him I'm gonna be on a little bit late. I had maybe some other random thoughts to kind of tie this in, and you guys can say whatever you want to close. When I think about our students and kind of the big picture of what we've been talking about, Christianity in the spotlight, worship, the commodification of worship, I think about how we commodify and, how that's related to making an idol. To commodify something is to create something and use it as something for worship. How we commodify people in the spotlight who are either Christian or sort of sing the praises of Christianity, and that was at the heart of the Dove Awards with Jelly Roll. And none of the things I'm going to say are really critical of him. I think if he's a Christian, he's a baby Christian, and needs to like take his time and and mature and grow like all of us need, especially when we're new in the faith. But people like Jelly Roll and Taylor Swift for a long time were used as pawns. Like, oh yeah, Taylor Swift is a Christian, and that's why I like her so much. And then we, especially evangelical Christians, we tend to really, if somebody becomes a Christian who's already a celebrity, we're like, yeah, let's go. Let's have them be our new pope. Let's listen to all their spiritual advice. It's like, that's not how it works. Probably
it's Chris Pratt.
Unless it's Chris Pratt.
Also, Chris,
or
if you're
Marky
out there,
Mark.
if you're listening, welcome to the podcast. We'd love to have you.
Yeah, the true popes of Catholicism, Mark Wahlberg and Chris Pratt.
Yeah.
But my point being, this is always a danger. And what it reveals is our love for the world and to be recognized by the world when Jesus does not give a single crap over what the world thinks of him or what the world should think of us. Anyways, but all that to say, I think this is one of the most pressing problems of the church today.
Yeah.
Living in a digital age is performative Christianity. Ugh, man, there's so many things, so many branches to this conversation we could get into, and maybe we will. But that's enough of me. I don't know what you guys want to say.
Do you have anything?
So here's what I would. This is how I kind of end up thinking about all this stuff. Is you've got to be very careful about what is shaping you. And just because it's labeled as Christian content, I think, and this goes back to like worship as faith formation.
Yep.
You have to be very careful about how these things are shaping you. And so like maybe you're watching stuff and it starts to give you like a sense of like, you know what? He's right about that. I'm right. I'm with him. Like we're right about that. Like it starts to give you a sense of like self-righteousness and like everybody that disagrees with us is wrong and they're evil. And like, it's designed to shape you in a certain way, and you have to ask very intentional questions like, is this shaping me to be more like Jesus, or is this shaping me to be more like the world? And I think also then you have to have inputs that are not only social media. Like you have to be, I say consuming, but maybe you have to be engaging with things that are not just social media and digital media. You have to be engaging with real human beings. And you have to be engaging with books and scripture.
Yeah.
If you want to be like shaped in a more well-rounded way, social media cannot be the only thing that informs how you think and how you believe.
Yeah.
And so like, yeah, that's kind of where I end up. And in fact, probably it's the less social media, probably the better.
Yep.
Maybe I won't send you Shama then.
In fact, I think like there's a ton of studies that say that the less social media, the better.
This is like for me personally, and again, it's about what Jesus is targeting is our motives. What it's not just like what we're doing, like oh yeah, you can't ever pray in public. You can't ever use social media. You can't ever post a sermon online. Like it's not that. It's what is your motive when you're doing that. And for me, I'm like, social media, when I'm engaging with social media, I'm not a better person. Yeah. I'm not more Christ-like, so I will just leave.
Yeah.
So this is obviously a really big conversation. I don't think that we got to the end of it, and that's okay.
Yeah.
And what I want to do, if you guys are up for this, is next week we're going to be back with another episode heading back into Reformed 101. We'll, stay tuned for the topic specifically. But we will come back to this. And we want to hear from you guys, you, the listener. Where do you want us to go? What questions do you have?
Good.
Because I don't want to poke at Forrest. I don't want to poke at Jelly. If you want us to talk about that a little bit more, even if it's just in person, find us. We'd love to have those conversations, but this is a longer, deeper conversation. And we joked about it being our first 4 hour because it really could be. Except for Jesse has a grad school class to get started.
Nerd.
Who does that?
Sorry, guys.
But so let us know what kinds of questions you want us to dig into, what you want us to wrestle with, what you're curious to hear. And maybe it's nothing. Maybe you are like, why am I listening to this podcast? It's just for the free hats.
And then we'll say, good.
Hopefully you got one.
We'll say, good. Go listen to Bible Project. What are you doing?
Stop listening to us.
Stop wasting your time.
Yeah. But yeah, cool. That was, I'm I don't think that I got as triggered as I was afraid of. So that's good.
No, this is I really enjoyed this, and AJ, thanks for hopping in last
My
second.
pleasure.
Putting good language, because whenever something's complex and nuanced, it's really helpful to have precise language and not to just be like throwing darts randomly at the wall.
Yeah. And maybe next time that you're on, we'll be in the new studio over across the courtyard. That would be wonderful.
That'd be sick.
Yeah.
Happy 50th.
Happy 50th, everyone. We did it. We made it. My mom still hasn't listened to a single episode, but whatever. I'm not
Hi, Mom. My mom's here.
Yeah, your mom's listening. Whatever. Well, thanks again for listening. Thanks again, AJ, for coming. Jesse, for actually doing work to prepare this kind of stuff.
Yeah, whatever. Not much, but shout out Noah.
Good job. Shout out Noah.
Oh, yeah. I was like, Noah. We didn't read about Noah's Ark today. What are you talking about?
No, it's my boy.
Your son. We can say his name because you are his father.
I am.
Yeah. Shout out Noah. Cool. Well, take us out, will you? Bye, Mom.
This has been an episode of You Heard It Said, a podcast of Jubilee Studios. Make sure to like and subscribe to stay up to date with new episodes to come, and share this pod with your friends. Thanks for listening.